So, tell me, what are we going to talk about today?
Today on Keepin the GEEK BROS, episode 99.4, we've got Industries of Titan game trailer review. Nintendo confirms around 160,000 accounts breached. Red Dead Redemption 2 comes to Game Pass. Beware of massive The Last of Us 2 spoilers. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remaster officially announced. NeiR Automata, Down the Rabbit Hole, a game review. The comics industry is in danger. Rick and Morty Season 4, Episode 6 and 7 review. Solar Opposites, Episode 1 review. Petition asks streamers to stop charging due to coronavirus concerns. Avatar: The Last Airbender finally coming to Netflix. Harsh words from Marvel about Deadpool 3. Mark Hamill explains why his time on Star Wars is officially over. Squeezy Bits picks who has the best protagonist villain storyline. All this and more in this week's episode of Keepin the GEEK BROS, a family podcast. Allegedly. Stay tuned.
In a world where geeking out never looked so good, two incredibly sexy men will rise for your auditory pleasure. Here's your hosts, keeping up with the GEEK BROS.
Yes! Keepin the GEEK BROS podcast. I'm your host, Vibe, and with me are my fellow co-hosts.
Darth Flex.
And Garbanzo.
And Vibe.
All right, before we get to today's topics, Flex, tell these fine individuals where to find us on social media.
Absolutely. You guys can check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Geek Bros with a 0. That's GEEKBR0S. And if you want to send us some emails and cool stuff, again, we have a lot of giveaways. If you just say hello or tell us why you think Vibe is wrong about The Last Jedi, we will definitely send you some free stuff. So
I will send you guys all the gifts if you can dare to tell me why I'm wrong with The Last Jedi.
Yeah, so unlike the lottery, you have a very, very, very good chance of winning.
you have a literally one.
I mean, you have a virtually 100% chance of winning if you send us an email.
I'll even send you a video of everything I've got. You can pick and choose. It'll be your own personal geek buffet.
Jeez. All right. Now, if you want to check out our cool posts and, just crap talking and stuff like that, I know it's been kind of dead because I got suspended from Facebook, but you can check us out at facebook.com/geekbros with a 0. That's GEEKBR0S. And the first place to find the Geek Bros.
The first place!
WeBeGeeksPC.com. Now, if you want to see this beautiful concoction of quarantine MREs, we got some Cuban beans. We got vegetable omelet. we still got milk chocolate because you get milk chocolate in your MREs. And we got Moroccan toast.
An old tub of hummus.
Oh, yeah. You can check us out on
dehydrated hummus.
youtube.com/VibeRevStudios. That's VIBEREVSTUDIOS.
Thank you so much. Just a quick question.
Not to interrupt, but actually, dehydrated either hummus could actually be either one of us because garbanzo beans is what you actually chickpeas is what you make hummus from.
That's delicious.
Look at you.
Being a little worldly here.
An educational show.
That's the reason why you tune into us for these odd facts. One comment, actually we had more, but I was lazy. I didn't put more than that. So YouTube guys, true, we had a few more. I literally have them, and I didn't drag and drop them. So I'll do it next time. So Zach A commented at 50 minutes and 40 seconds on our Geek Bros 99.3 video recap. He says, I called that the death whistle because once you hear that, you know everybody's about to die. Now, of course, he's referring to the, what was it again? Did somebody make the whistle sound?
I don't know.
Remember best soundtrack?
Oh, yeah, that.
Ennio Morricone.
Yes. So thank you, Zach A, for commenting on YouTube. Of course, you guys can check us out everywhere in comments. We're going to read it. We're going to reply because we appreciate you. And Flex, they want to know where the Twitter polls went. Just letting you know.
Yes.
All right. So, gents, anything to report?
Sure. I started watching Polar Opposites, so that's fun. I'm still not drinking any alcohol. I'm cutting out meat.
You said still. You never mentioned it before on the podcast.
Oh yeah. I'm not drinking or eating meat for quite some time. Just do a self study at school. Lab's currently closed, so I'm gonna be my only subject for a while. Other than that, let's see. I'm doing my annual playthrough through all the Halo games once again, and my dog's kind of sad because I'm not giving her attention. Let's see what else. We have 3 UFC events happening within 1 week. I'm actually currently watching right now. I have 5 guys fighting tonight in Jacksonville, Florida. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. Sucks that I couldn't be there, but yeah, whatever. I'm there in spirit. I got to prepare as best as possible. So hopefully they come out with wins tonight. But that's pretty much it because I start school next week. Bam, that's it.
Boom.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Thank
so
you.
So cool. Anybody else?
Yes. I have a few things I want to mention. Number one, and the most exciting thing that's happened to me in the last week is I'm having a boy.
Yay! I forget. Is that what you wanted?
You did the thing.
Yes.
We did, right?
So I remember I had the whole
Gun to his head.
gun to his head,
Yes.
gun to my head situation, and I blurted out "girl." I did. But it's the reason why, and I explained it honestly, is like I helped raise my sister after my father passed away, so I know for a fact that no one is gonna love their father as much as your daughter. Now there's always a very strong connection with your son, and having a legacy. It's just that honestly, it's for me. I get to carry my family name. I'm the last person in my. I'm obviously not the last. I'm not the last Lopez in the world, but I am the last male. I am the last male in my family line until now. So that's actually super exciting. I have a legacy. Hopefully he will also become a teak like his father. There's a whole lot of emotions going through. I'm super excited. I'm worried. It's a lot more pressure now because now I have to be an example. So I have.
So I get to say, Garbanzo, watch it. You're somebody's father. I can't wait. I can use that now.
Boy, you're somebody's father, and damn.
That doesn't.
Shots fired. Shots
I
fired.
want to make it very clear, Garbanzo. You gave me all the proper keywords to edit you out of context to make it seem like you wanted a daughter more than a son. I can't wait.
Yes.
This will be great.
Actually, yes.
Said all keywords. I can edit you out of context now.
When
But
your son becomes of age,
I'm actually saving this video so he understands exactly why.
Go
After
After the fact, man, damage is done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look, listen. When he becomes of age, I'm gonna tell him, listen, your father wanted a daughter. Do what you want with that information.
Yes, do not label his gender.
He will be able to. I think by then he'll know my reasons why. Hopefully, and one day I get to experience that with him and have the conversation with him. That sadly I never got a chance to have with my dad, but I will look forward to it with him. That being said, before I get all smushy and mushy and shit, I have also while the wife was nesting and redoing the nursery, which actually used to be her office, but is now everything's been moved into the bedroom. As you can see, these wonderful ears behind me. I don't have the background blurred, but all 3,020 of
I would kill
that
myself.
she collects.
Allegedly.
But she actually found an old mix CD that I made back in high school, and an old dancehall mix CD, and I'm enjoying the crap out of that today. So yeah, that's all I got to report.
What is it? All Milli Vanilli?
Actually, it's like Sean Paul, and just
Of course, it's Sean Paul.
all just
Paul,
old
something
reggae and
Yeah.
dancehall. It's actually
Is Gasolina?
Probably. There's like a 30% chance there's like a Beanie Man track in there somewhere.
there's at least I've only gone to like 3 songs so far, and honestly, because I put the first one on repeat for a while. But yeah, I can guarantee there's a beat there somewhere. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Mr. Roz.
Man, just been catching up on my backlog. Actually, I just finished watching the new season of Ghost in the Shell. standalone complex 2045. And it sucked ass, but
How do you really feel about it?
yeah, it was hot shit. But no, I've been playing some Red Dead Online and more Yakuza. But outside of that, nothing spectacular.
All right. I beat NeiR Automata, so that's what I got going, and I feel dead inside, and not because the game was bad. The game was fantastic, but you know, when you are fully
You're empty.
Yes, when you're fully immersed in something that kind of catches you, once it's over, you don't know what to do with yourself, and that's pretty much where I am right now. I don't know what to do with myself. Editing is hollow. Food has lost all flavor. You know, so yeah, but you know, that's what I got to report. And I'm on my next rotation of being off from work, so I'm very happy. Very happy about that. Some time off to get some more Geek Bros work done for you guys. And that leads right into what's going on with the Geek Bros. Yes, sir.
Hey, did you just say you lost all sense of taste?
Yes. Food has lost its taste. I
Oh.
said food has lost
Oh,
its taste. That's what I said. Okay.
that was a good setup.
Well done.
Just making
making
sure, bro. Just making sure.
Taste. That's what I said. Well done. And that leads right into it's going to Geek Bros again. I am still having a hard time with the Witcher. Actually, I got so frustrated with it. I haven't tried to do it again in the last couple of days. I don't know what the solution will be. I don't know why. This is the first time this actually happened, where usually I'll get a strike, but it won't be like blocked all, worldwide. So I'm really kind of stumped at what to do besides and I know what I can do. I can manipulate the audio, and I can put filters over the video. I really just don't want to do that. It's too tacky. So other than that, I don't know what else to do to get this to without just basically taking everything out. Because I don't want to go piece by piece re-rendering, piece by piece re-rendering till I get somewhere. But I guarantee you guys, if for whatever reason I can't get this sucker to be put on YouTube, it will be put on our Patreon, and when it's officially launched. I'm 90% done with our Patreon. I'm just working on the tier levels and monies, and then I have to discuss it with my Geek Bros here that we're all in agreement before I launch it live. It won't be crazy amounts. There'll be one crazy amount tier that if it ever happens, we'll do something really stupid, and most of it will fall upon Darflex. So we'll talk about that. So,
hey, I'm just saying for the record, you are not allowed to put name Garbanzo's baby for any ridiculous amount.
I got okay. So I have to go back.
Hold up.
So I'm 80.
If somebody walked up to you and had a briefcase with $2 million in it, all right, and they said, "Name your baby."
Yes.
Okay.
I would have to discuss it with the wife first.
Listen,
It's
just
a
say yes,
one-shot
and
deal. You got to say yes now, or I walk with this briefcase.
Hold on.
No. Listen. No.
I'm going to throw it out there to see what she says, just for future reference in case someone comes up with a
Before you ask her, wait. Look, consider this. You can say yes on paper, name the kid whatever that person wants, and then just call the kid something else, man. Kind of how they call me JJ.
Valid point.
I mean, it's my initial.
Babe, quick question. No. Yeah, we're recording live right now. I have a question for you. If someone walked up to me and offered me a briefcase with $2 million to name our kid whatever he wanted to name it, would you? $2 million? What's the amount?
There is no amount.
There has to be an amount.
Everybody has an amount.
$10 million.
There's no. Everyone has a line for
we're
everything.
making because we're trying to figure out what tier to put on the Patreon page.
How about this? You can offer her like 50% shares of Disney and all the Harley Quinn paraphernalia you can get.
This is why we run long on our podcast.
Yeah, it's true.
Moving on.
Okay, yeah, we're moving on. We'll discuss this later.
Yes. All right. So, with that being said, Patreon coming soon. You guys have seen our new caricatures. Check that out. YouTube is actually pretty good. It's all private though. So even if you went to it, you wouldn't see it there. But I'm pretty much done cataloging all of that. What I am waiting for, I'm considering, but due to the pandemic, is I really wanted to launch the Geek Bros YouTube with a brand new promo with all of us using these smoke grenade thingies that I bought like friggin' forever ago.
Oh my God, we still have those. That's right.
Almost 2 years ago, I think.
I don't know. No, it's a year ago. It's only been a year.
It's about a year.
So I still have them, and I'm still wanting. I don't know, do they expire? Are they still good?
Yeah, they're still good.
Okay, because I really wanted to have a really, really nice, and I wanted to squeeze this to record a really nice intro. So I'm really delaying it, along with the 100 episode, which is still coming, guys. I even have a brand new opening, and I'm still in talks with 10th Level Tavern about it. But this pandemic is really ruining a lot for our brand, at least the news for rebranding for our brand. But it's coming along. But keep listening to us because we appreciate you. So, if this is your first time listening to our broadcast, then please take a moment to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcasting app. If you're watching us, then don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. YouTube has recently yada 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 yada. You really need to just show us some likes, some shares. I'm kind of tired of that. But listen, it is limiting our exposure, and our numbers aren't what they used to be ever since the algorithm. We're not mainstream. We're fun. So if you appreciate us, a little like, a little share, throw us up there on Reddit. Who knows? I would appreciate it. Without further ado, episode 99.4 starts now. We're ready for the fresh scent. What's new in the gaming world? Are there any video games out this week, Darflex?
Yes, sadly. I mean, it's probably the saddest list we've had, but okay, let's go for it. Well, actually, you know what? Let me cover next week too, because it's only like two. I mean, last week. Let me cover last week too, just because. Okay. Why not, right? May the 5th, we have Someday You'll Return for the PC. May 13th, we have Deep Rock Galactic official launch for the PC and Xbox One.
Good game.
Signs of the Sojourner for PC. That's May 14th. Okay, Ion Fury for the PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. On May 15th, we have Hatsune Miku Project Diva Mega Mix for the Nintendo Switch. Oh, Nintendo Switch is coming out with fucking hentai games too.
Yeah.
And that is actually
I'm not
for
saying
last week.
That I condone this, but
that's it. That's the list. Sad list.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. All right, we're gonna move on to Industries of Titan game trailer review. Now, I saw this and I said I've got to show it to my Geek Bros. I just want them to look at it and just give me a quick word of whether you're interested or not. I, however, spoiler alert, love it. 50 seconds of your time, and we're gonna share the screen. And for those who are listening to us, this is why you should watch us. Just for these little things, look at the timestamp. It's the right thing to do. And start sharing. And increase.
I believe your future exists here, Founder, where abundant resources lie in ancient ruins, and the people who survive the journey toil for us like we are their gods.
Oh, that's cool.
Build us a city, Founder. We can all profit from this future on Titan.
Huh. It already came out.
Well, early access came out. So I liked what I saw. I love these kinds of things, like the SimCity kind of.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I always wanted to do in SimCity is when there was natural disasters.
Exactly.
It's fucking attack back.
Or Civilizations, like even though Civilizations did a space one, I didn't really like that one, but yeah. So I looked at that. I was like, yes, I want to try this. And now that says it's I gotta go see if the early access is still available. But anybody else interested in these types of games or this game in particular?
I am very much so. Yes. Unfortunately, due to time, I haven't played much of them, but I mean that was my shit when I was a kid.
I like the song. I like the music.
Actually, I still play Zoo Tycoon.
Do you really?
Yeah.
wow.
Fun.
Wow.
I tried to give the Disney Park one a try, but that one kind of sucked.
There's a Jurassic Park one for I think on Xbox.
I had that one too.
I had it on the mobile app for a while, and then everything died.
All right.
Yeah, I played it. It's pretty good.
You played what? This game?
The early access of the game, yeah.
You did?
Yeah. That's what we were talking about before. It's all right. It's definitely early access. Definitely needs some work.
But is there potential?
Oh yeah, I mean another year worth of work, another year and a half worth of work. I'm sure this will be a really good game. But right now again, it's really fresh in its production. I mean honestly, for being an early access game, it's pretty feature complete. So if you like city builders and you like sci-fi, jump on it. But if you like city builders, I mean, there are other games that are way more feature rich right now. But moving forward into the future, I'm sure there's going to be a pretty dope game.
I like it. Garbanzo.
It actually sounds like something that, I mean, like I said, as soon as I saw it, I was like SimCity meets like the Mandalorian kind of situation. And it's kind of cool. I kind of dig that, and I mean, I'm definitely going to check it out. But I just, by the way that Ross talked about it, I may wait for the official release to try it out.
Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, so we're gonna move on to Red Dead Redemption 2 comes to Game Pass. So basically, it's free to download as part of Xbox Game Pass starting May 7th. So it already started. Now, one of you was really okay. You were excited when it popped. Well, you were excited when you bought it. Yeah. Okay. Why should somebody consider getting this on Game Pass?
Well, okay, so if you haven't had it before and this game interests you, it's included in your Game Pass. That's the only thing. So for the reason I was upset is because I really like these Rockstar games. I typically buy them, right? And unfortunately, because of how busy my schedule has been, I haven't even gotten 50% through the game. And in hindsight, like, man, if I would have just waited when I had time to actually play it, it would have been included in my Game Pass. That's really it. I mean, there's nothing. It's an amazing game. This is just a personal take. Like, man, fuck, should have fucking waited. I'm not playing the game. I'm like on my first camp. I do a lot of side quests and stuff. But
I mean, by the time you got back to it, it would be off Game Pass anyway. So
probably, yeah, probably. I do enjoy the multiplayer. I was really into it when it first came out. Like we were testing it out with the previous host. It was pretty bad, but I just enjoy looking.
It hasn't gotten better. I've been playing it a lot lately.
I just enjoyed like sniping people and messing with people. It was man, these little kids crying out. It's pretty cool. It's you got to spend so much money now in real human money to be competitive. Is it any better than the Grand Theft Auto?
It's
online?
Just like GTA Online. So if you want to be good, you got to drop like $100 on that shit.
Really?
I don't know. I'm not a fan of like pay to win.
Yeah,
it doesn't do it for me.
This is becoming like a
standard, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, when did this happen? Like, wow.
I remember Juancho was pretty upset about that. Yeah, with EA. But then my argument was like, listen, man, like I don't fucking suck as much as you do, so I pretty much unlock everything through gameplay. And he didn't like that very much.
Oh. All right, well, we're moving on to Nintendo confirms around 160,000 accounts breached. This article comes from Kotaku.com. Oh. Nintendo has confirmed the possibility that as many as 160,000 Nintendo accounts were breached in a hack earlier this month. I believe when it says this month, they mean April. According to a Kyoto-based game maker, the Nintendo account breach was connected to users with Nintendo Network ID logins. Starting that day, the company has disabled the NNID login function and reset the passwords of the affected accounts. Nintendo is asking users to turn on the two-factor authentication. The Nintendo Network IDs were originally connected to the Wii U and the Nintendo 3DS system, so that's not that bad. Nor I didn't get any information about that. This didn't affect anybody in the podcast, did it? Besides, oh my god.
No, I actually just made my Nintendo Online account last month.
Okay, because I remember one of you was saying put on your two-factor authentication.
That was me.
Oh, there you go.
That was Roz.
So,
because my Venmo got hacked, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Just in general, I'll repeat. It doesn't matter what it is. Turn on two-factor authentication for anything and everything.
It's funny because I have it for World of Warcraft and I have it for the Old Republic, but I don't have it for any of my financial accounts. I know, stupid, huh?
Yeah.
But I mean, well, now after Roz did mention it, I absolutely did, take care of that.
Roz, real quick,
I was out of just concern. I actually reset my password and did out of the two-factor authentication just to make sure. But I don't think that mine was actually breached.
Now I want to ask you, Roz, if you can tell the layman people, what exactly is two-factor authentication?
Multi-factor authentication gives you a secondary layer of security to any online account you have. So, for example, if you log onto your bank account and all you have is a standard login and password, if somebody is able to get your login and your password, they have access to everything. A multi-factor authenticator makes it so you need the login and the password, and then either a cellular device or an authenticator dongle. It's usually a cell phone, which it sends a code to, and then you type in that code after you type in the password. So it adds another layer of security. That said, I always recommend, if you have the option, to use either a text message authentication or an authenticator app. Always use the authenticator app, because your cell phone number can be spoofed. The authenticator application cannot.
All right.
Oh, didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. See, this is why I asked this man these technical questions. He's got the answers. All right, we're going to move on to beware of massive Last of Us 2 spoilers from a parent leak. This article comes from Kotaku.com. Now, one of you brought this up, so one of you are going to handle this. Who's the one that brought this up?
Roz.
Oh, that was
Mr.
Ross.
Roz. There you go, Mr. Roz.
Man.
See, I don't remember. They sent these links in the group chat, and I just kind of copy paste and I move on.
So a couple weeks ago, there was a big-ass leak. I mean, cutscenes, actual storyline, threads, everything was out, and people have been posting it everywhere. People have been like just jumping on random people's Twitter accounts and blasting these spoilers for The Last of Us 2. And everyone thought that it was actually a Naughty Dog developer that was disgruntled because of overtime or crunch or this or that, but Sony recently announced that they found the persons that released this, and it was actually a hacker that got access to a server where they were just keeping all of this data for sharing between their employees, since a lot of their employees are working from home. So a singular weak point gave people access to a lot of data.
They should have had a two-port
multi-factor authenticator.
Yeah. So what's actually funny is, if you guys remember, I mentioned this the last time we talked about this, Sony and Naughty Dog had actually canceled the release of Left 4 Dead 2, like outright. They canceled people's pre-orders and everything. Wow. And then this leak happens, and then the next day after the leak, they're like, oh, hey, the game's coming out in June. Pre-order again, sorry. So, it's like, shit, okay, we won't hold it back anymore.
I actually love Left 4 Dead. That was a great game.
Actually, it's one of the games. This is actually a pretty good segue to the question of the day, but I guess that's at the end. But yeah, that's like one of the games that's just sitting there that I've had for years that I have not beat.
We have a question of the day?
It's the one that I posed like 4 weeks ago that I was never able to ask.
I put it in there? I don't. That's what she said. I didn't.
Well,
I don't see it.
What you did say was that we would ask it next time I come on.
Okay, well then you need to, I guess, remind me, because I don't have it. I don't have it on the outline. Let me just put. You know it by heart, right? I don't have to type anything, right? Okay,
yeah, it's like a simple small talk question.
Of the day, whatever that is. Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna move on to. I love it. Flex, this is yours. Okay, coming from comicbook.com, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remaster officially announced. Hit it, son.
Oh, well, I mean, actually, if you got your emails and everything, I don't know if you got to subscribe to EA and stuff like that, but
nope.
How many of you played Tony Hawk when you were kids?
Yes.
Oh, never.
Me.
Really?
Me.
I had no childhood.
Bro, by far one of... I wasn't even a skateboarder. I was a rollerblader. I played hockey, but by far one of the most enjoyable games, and one of the first games where you get to see people just eat shit off of a skateboard.
The fucking soundtrack.
Yes.
Oh my god, yes.
My god.
Dude, wasn't it just a lot of
Tony Hawk games
porn?
have the best soundtrack.
No.
Corn?
That's,
oh,
I thought you said porn. That's the BMX one.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, a lot of Limp Bizkit then. A lot of Limp Bizkit.
Oh,
I did it all for the Nookie.
He's killing
the
me.
Nookie.
Actually, a lot of Blink 182. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It was some amazing songs. I don't even know. They probably had to pay out of the wazoo to get some of those songs. I actually attached that to that game, but it was worth it.
It was amazing. I mean, it's just free skating through stuff and doing like tricks I would never do in my life, and the soundtrack, and I don't know, man. It was just awesome going through the challenges, bro. That one abandoned warehouse of this shit, and now it's being remastered and it's gonna be released. And now I'm an adult and I can enjoy it a little bit more because I'm a little bit more cultured. Oh, it's awesome. I mean,
I'm actually super excited.
I know you guys weren't excited about it, but I'm also excited for Burnout. That's supposedly getting remastered and released.
Yeah.
Those
Never
are
heard of it.
I
those
thought
were
Burnout
two.
Paradise got released already. The remaster.
Did it?
I don't know.
I remember posting it on our chat a while ago. I mean, not that long ago. I think less than a month ago. But that's one of the ones I'm also excited for. Just another really. I guess it's not a pointless game, but it's it's a pointless game.
Fun. It's a fun game.
Yeah,
It was a fun game.
you just drive around and do gangster shit, and the other one you just skate around and do
When is it
gangster
coming
shit.
out? Let me see.
Gangster shit.
I have the email here.
It says here at Summer Game Fest, Activision
It's just
announced that Vicarious Visions, excuse me, is remastering Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 for the release of PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. I'm looking for a
Okay,
date.
so Burnout Paradise Remastered came out in 2018, but it's coming out to Switch on June 19th.
I do not know that.
So Switch is what's getting it new.
I'm gonna play it on the PS4 or Xbox.
All I know is that just the fact that it's gonna be remastered, and just with current graphics, and it's coming out like right there, around in September, right before my son's born. Yeah.
Ooh. Or
I'm literally gonna have him.
You're
I'm
gonna be
gonna
a
have him
father?
strapped to my chest and like in a little push kind of thing, and then just sitting there like trying when he can lift his head up, I guess I can just point it out and be like, look, these are the things that Daddy can't do.
No, you can learn. Listen, let me tell you something right now. Okay, I was able to still figure out how to adequately parent and be a father with my child in my lap while playing games or watching anime. It works. Okay, it works. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I have faith in you.
Oh, thank you very much.
real quick, I know we mentioned this, but it's not on the online. How about Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath putting RoboCop in it?
Oh yeah, I don't know what.
RoboCop's in Mortal Kombat, bro.
Yeah, he is.
Dude, just any excuse to play more Mortal Kombat. That game was so fucking good.
You played 11 through all the way already?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't. I've played
Speaking of Mortal Kombat, you guys heard about the movie that's coming out, correct?
the reboot.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for the reboot.
I can definitely wait.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, but we're gonna watch it. We have to watch it for the fans.
It's gonna be good.
It won't have the song.
Oh, please.
Yes, it
please,
will.
dude.
I guarantee you. Listen,
Mortal
for
Kombat.
nostalgic purposes and for fan service, they're gonna have that song. Even if it's just one time, they're gonna have that song.
Okay.
Alright.
They may have it on, and then someone's gonna like turn it off the disc, the CD player or something like that. That's gonna be like in the background.
Exactly.
Like, God, I hate this song. It's gonna be
You
great. I can't wait.
It's gonna come on.
So, in the first Mortal Kombat when we were kids, the guy who played Shang Tsung, I forget his name. I think it's Johnny something. I don't know. He could.
He's in the game.
Yeah, I'm saying, but he could play Shang Tsung
Sure.
now, then, anytime. This dude looks almost the same, and he could play a young Shang Tsung. He could play an old. I mean, it's.
Well, Shang Tsung was old in the original game, so the fact that he was young in the movie was different. Black don't crack, Asian don't race. I never heard that one. No, but I'm excited about that. I want to see the reboot. Anybody catch the Mortal Kombat, the Machinima?
Yes, I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah, I'm saying that was pretty good.
The Cyrax arc was pretty gangster, man.
It was pretty good. I mean, I don't know where you can find it now because Machinima's gone, but
and Michael Jai White as Jax.
I think it worked. I think it worked. Yeah, it did. So, Garbanzo, you gonna say something? Oh, okay, cool. All right, we're gonna move on to now. I did put on our list NeiR Automata down the rabbit hole to be a game review, and I as we were doing this podcast, my mind kind of wandered, and I'm not ready. I don't think I'm ready to do it justice. I will give it a brief review, and I Roz, you played the game, yeah? So you can co-sign on.
Sure.
The game. Let's be reasonable. The fact that I have an Xbox One, which is fantastic, thank you guys so much. I haven't beaten games in a long time. I'd play them a little bit and I'd stop playing them. So far, I've beaten Battle Chasers and NeiR Automata. I played these games all the way through. And it's funny because even my offspring were like, that you're finishing games. So like, what do you mean? So when you still have like 3 games on your PS4 here, you haven't played or finished, like Kingdom Hearts or Jedi Fallen Order, and but I've beaten these games all the way through. But NeiR Automata was simply spectacular. The music, spectacular. The voice acting, spectacular. And I'm pretty sure somebody messed up their lungs or their vocal cords for this. The graphics, the gameplay, smooth, spectacular. Virtually no loading for me, as long as you're traversing the open world without using the transfer box. Spectacular. What I found most amazing was when the sun hit, when it was directly in front of you, you got the real glint in your eye, like you're squinting. That's how real this was. Oh my god, the story was complex. It was nuanced. There was depth to it, but it wasn't convoluted. It rode the line sometimes, in my opinion, but it never got to the point where I started rolling my eyes. It never got Kingdom Heartsy, if I'm gonna say so. This is the game. Yes, like Roz said, you do have to play it several times to get the full story. But he's just like Roz said, the game makes you want to play it over and over again to get all the endings and at least of the five main ones. Mm-hmm. After the first two endings, the game restarts and then it gives you like a trailer for the other half of the game. Listen, you don't get it. It says preview and it gives you a game trailer for the other half of the game. And I was like, what? This is great. I love this so much. Oh my god, the lore. And that's what it is. That I love things that make me delve deeper into the lore. The Witcher made me do that. Lord of the Rings made me do that. Dark Crystal absolutely made me do that. I thought I wasn't gonna find anything that made me fall down a rabbit hole any more so than Dark Crystal. Dark Crystal, I was like, I need to know more. Explain to me more. Let me see more. Automata, I spent 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, reading and watching YouTube videos and explanations and going backwards and so to understand. And I want to make it very clear: NeiR Automata, you don't have to know the lore per se. It only enhances the experience. It's a standalone game, but there's enough in there. Nuggets that if you're really interested, you want to go. And I went back to NeiR, and then NeiR made me go back to what was it called? Drakengard.
Drakengard.
I thought it was Drakengard. The Drakengard 3, then 2, then 1, then 2 stage plays, and some supplemental reading material. Again, and here's what I have to make it very clear. What I've always said in this podcast is that if a medium, if a particular property requires you to go to different mediums to understand the story, it has failed. This is not one of them. The supplemental material just makes it just that much sweeter to understand.
Enhancements.
Yes. And so I'm not ready to give a full review. No, I'm ready. I love it. Game's perfect for me. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I don't think I'm going to find anything that's going to tickle me like that again. But I want to get deeper into it. And I need to actually write a script or some notes. I can't do it just off the cuff. It's so dense, but it's so good. Roz, now you played it how long? Because I didn't know. I'm late on this game, apparently. 3 years. Roz, when you played it, how did you feel?
Man, I felt similarly. It was a really unique experience. There hasn't really been a game that, I guess, is so meta-referential.
Yes.
And there have been some games that attempt it, but this one just did it so well. And it had its tongue firmly implanted in its cheek, really the entire time. Like, it knew that it was a game, and it knew what it was presenting, but it never disrespected your time, and it was just what a really cool experience. And you were saying, we talked a couple days ago where you're like, man, I feel like this game wasn't really a hit, and this game was huge. It was a topic of conversation world over.
That makes me wonder, circles. Where was I? I never heard of this game before.
It won a bunch of Game of the Year awards. I think the Game Awards, it won best writing and best soundtrack. It was a crazy experience to see that game do so well. Especially you could tell that the game didn't have a spectacular budget. This was a passion project, and it really shows in the most positive ways.
I mean, who knew that philosophy could be so fun? I mean, that's what I can say. But I'm going to be very honest.
No one.
Exactly. But I don't want to spoil anything. But ending E, the official I guess the official ending or the secret ending.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I don't know, but it brought me to tears. I actually cried at that ending. not even just the ending itself, but how you what you had to do to get to the ending.
Some dark shit.
When I mean it's basically it's a bullet hell kind of thing, what they call it at the end, and it is crazy. But then when you're offered an opportunity, and it keeps poking you and saying you should quit, and then when you are offered an option, okay, that requires you to connect to the internet, once that begins to happen, you cannot not feel something right in your chest, especially since I'm told that's when the entire production crew is singing.
Yeah.
During the credit, at that point, it was so special. So I recommend this game. I actually have my brother in New York playing it. He's texting me these dissertations about this game as he plays. It's amazing, and I recommend it. And I will come back to it after I have some more time to speak more coherently and with bigger words.
I'm actually gonna start. I'm gonna replay it because I played it on the PlayStation when it first came out. So, now I'll play it on the Xbox.
Oh yes, I'm playing the Become His Gods edition. I don't know what the difference is, but I know that I loved every minute of it, and I think I'm just gonna play it again because I need it in my life. So, all right, we're gonna move on.
Things are better on Xbox.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Flex, what are you eating? It looks like you're eating like a broiled hamster.
It's a eggplant parm.
Oh, okay.
That sounds delicious. All right, we're gonna move on to Squeezy Bits picks. Who has the best protagonist villain storyline? I'm gonna play his clip. It's about a minute and a half. You guys will love it. So sharing the screen. Let's get that handsome face up. And
hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Squeezy Bits, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about what's happened over the quarantine. What have you guys been doing with it? Me, my wife, and I have swapped series. Because of all the time in our hands, we are now able to watch each other's shows. She chose Stranger Things, and I chose Breaking Bad. Stranger Things is an excellent show. I'm not gonna say anything bad about it. It is excellent. I'm excited for the new season to come up. Now, Breaking Bad is a different kind of beast. Same beast, different animal. What the does that mean, Kobe Bryant? But Walter White, who is a chemistry teacher, gets lung cancer. He looks like, Malcolm in the Middle's dad, because he probably is Malcolm in the Middle's dad. And he comes across his former student. He breaks bad. Jesse Pinkman, who is already bad, calling himself Captain Cook. They actually planned to 8-6 his character in the first season, but their chemistry was so good. In fact, Jesse Pinkman has his own movie called El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, not the Breaking Bad movie. Jesse Pinkman becomes the moral compass of this show as Walter White decides to start up his crystal meth empire. So that's the end of that spiel. I have it in the show. If you guys haven't watched that already, you guys definitely recommend watching it. But my question is, what is the greatest movie, TV series, video game, protagonist, villain, storyline? Breaking Bad. It's pretty obvious. That's pretty much all I have to say about this one. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy my White Claw. Go ahead and sponsor me. So I'll see y'all later. Deuces. Deuces. Deuces.
Queen,
He's such a clown, bro.
when I watch Squeezy Bits, I'm like going through something. It's really funny. It's really funny. So there it is. Who's the best protagonist villain storyline? I have to think, but who wants to go first? Anybody have any answers?
Not me. I don't have an answer yet.
I have a lot. That's the problem. I don't know.
All right, well, give me the first one off the top of your head.
Batman Joker.
Okay.
That one's fantastic.
Iconic. It's the gold standard, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It is truly like the template for good, villain / hero, I guess, duos, protag.
Okay, what about I got two. I got a G version because Father to Be and stuff like that. The first one I thought of was actually Scar from Lion King. I just love that. He's just so bad, but he's just it's just I don't know. And then the other one would actually be Killmonger from Black Panther.
The movie or the comic book in general?
Because that's a short-lived villain hero dynamic, man.
No, I yes. At the same time, but it's for those who did read the comics, like it's a little longer lived, I guess you could say. But I liked the dynamic of it, and also it made sense. You almost you could see where it was coming from, and empathized with him, and you kind of like, do you really want to? Were you really cheering for the good guy towards the end? Like some people were actually cheering for the villain because they agree with what he was talking about, and I think that's key to having a good villain storyline where you kind of forget he's a villain.
I like that. That's true. I mean, sometimes the best villains are the ones that think that they are right, and their conviction is very powerful. Kind of, the best example that comes to my mind is
Sweeney Todd's another one right there.
Okay, I don't know that reference.
Yeah, but he doesn't really have a.
No, but he just technically he's evil. He's a murderer. He's
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
yeah.
He's an enjoyable villain. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's a movie. It has no good guy per se.
Mr. Freeze is another example. But we're falling off track, man. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about good hero/villain relationships.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say? I want to hear yours.
Who? Me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm trying to rack my brain up. It's not my best example, but it's the only example that comes up because I really liked the Netflix series Jessica Jones. I enjoyed it. I loved. Is it Kilgrave? That was his name. I loved Kilgrave and Jessica Jones' psychological nonsense. That really got me. So, but that's the first one. As soon as I read that, that's the first thing I thought of because I enjoyed that Netflix show. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. But yes, you did what you said. Yes, there's Optimus Prime and Megatron. I mean, but the thing is though is that I don't have much of a childhood memory of their dynamic in either comics or the cartoons. Yeah. All I really have is the movies, and that was kind of superficial.
Yeah, they didn't really have a good dynamic.
There wasn't anything. There wasn't really anything there.
It was just you suck. You suck more. There's the movie.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll destroy you. Not before I destroy you, and that was it. Yeah. So, Flex, do you have anybody? Any protagonist villain storylines? I know more, but I just it's not coming to me right now. What's up?
For me, it's going to be the Doctor and the Master.
Then
go on the Doctor from Doctor Who and the Master.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's a relationship that's gone on through, centuries and has taken many forms, many forms. It's always a pretty surprising interaction when you do see it, which is why you should watch Doctor Who vibes. I mean, little.
Is this Master guy? Is he more intimidating than a fucking trash can with a plunger?
Yes. Yeah. Because he makes you. Okay. I guess at one point the Daleks did make you feel bad for them, but
because I can't get into Doctor Who. I never could.
Really?
I love Doctor Who. I can't.
Yeah, I must have been exposed to it too late. And my first episode I ever saw was literally Doctor Who looking terrified of a trash can with a plunger.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That's what it is. I mean, the show was made in '63.
Oh, here I'll give you a good antagonist-protagonist relationship. Captain Picard and Q.
Well, is Q really an antagonist?
to Picard, sure is.
I
mean, he sure fucking is. And wait. I guess to humanity, I didn't think of this till right now. He sort of is to humanity because he's the one that brought the Borg onto humanity.
Well, no. Didn't they say that the Borg was already on their way and he just kind of pushed them closer? Because
I guess he fast forwarded it by a lot.
Yeah, but I believe according to the lore,
yeah, you're right.
They're already on the way.
I was being facetious.
Yes, and if you go back to Enterprise, yes, they sent them a little message to the Borg to come get them. So.
Enterprise sucks.
So Enterprise is good. What are you talking about, man? I liked Enterprise. It was nice. Come on now, by season 2, especially 3, it got good.
DS9 all the way.
I think so. DS9. No, DS9 was great. DS9 was great, but I think that was the gold standard. That was like the peak. That was, when it went dark and the Dominion War was the shit. Okay, It was great. It was
So
great.
this is officially a Star Trek podcast now?
Yes, it is Star Trek podcast. And I will say it out there. I mean, even though I know the lore a little bit and I've watched all the series, I have nothing bad to say about Discovery or Picard. I don't. I just think I know they don't fit in the timelines really well. I know they're in for Trekkies blasphemy, but it's good TV. It's good sci-fi. I'm sorry. I enjoyed it. If you ignore the fact that it's supposed to be Star Trek, I liked it. It was good. So that just want to throw that out there. Don't come at me. All right. So we're gonna move on to the question of the day, which I don't have written down. Darflex, you can let us know what that question was.
Oh,
Yes, great. Fantastic. I like it.
interesting.
Yeah, that's great. I like it.
Go on.
So I'm sorry, I didn't want you guys to hear me chewing. So with things like Game Pass and kind of subscriptions like that, where you can have a bunch of games literally at your disposal, and like I have tons of games, physical and digital copies that I have not beat. Games that have been out for some over 6 years. How do you? So here's like one of my biggest examples: The Witcher. I love the game. I play it. I get sidetracked into side missions, play it for a good month straight, and just drop it, come back to it a year later, stuff like that. It took me 2 years to beat Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Not because it was hard. I just, played it, dropped it. I haven't beat Red Dead Redemption, played it, dropped it. I still want to play it, just haven't. Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead has been out for a very long time. So I have over 100 games in my library. How do you manage the attention you give to those games? Like I want to beat the games, but then I don't know what game to play, and then I feel like playing a different game another day, and I forget about the other one. Do you guys have that problem, or how do you approach your games as far as completing them?
I'll
Is there
jump
any
in there.
order?
I'll jump in there. I don't. Usually, once I drop it, I drop it. That's it. It's gone. It's gone. The minute I reach a point, it's like my mind is searching for an excuse, and the minute it has an excuse to drop the game, it drops it completely. Especially if it's not convenient to play the game, i.e., it's not handheld or it's not in my room. So yeah, that's my answer. I don't. Once the game is dropped, it rarely ever gets picked up again. And that's my answer.
Okay.
So that's a really good question, actually, because everybody is suffering from like a type of, the situation. You can call it like decision fatigue or like, choice overload or something.
Overstimulation, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you've ever gone to Netflix and you just say, I'm going to watch something really quick, and then 30 minutes later, you're still clicking next through Netflix because you haven't decided because there's just too much to choose. That can totally happen with games, especially with something like Game Pass. Or like, for example, my Steam library. I got like 400 games in my Steam library, and I've played like maybe 30 of them.
Oh my god.
So
like you purchased these games?
Yeah, because they're on sale for like $1 here and there.
Okay.
So how do I manage it? I basically have to artificially, limit my choices. Like on my Xbox, I have 3 games installed, and I will not play another game until I beat those 3 games.
Yeah,
that's the only way to do it.
So you actually do some kind of self-control then.
Oh, that's the only way you do it. Like otherwise, like shit. Like JJ said, there are literally. Darth, how many games are in Game Pass now? Like 200?
I don't know. I mean, in my own library, including Game Pass games, I have like a little over 200 and something games.
How the fuck do you get through that? You don't.
Yeah.
So you have to artificially limit yourself. Just say, I want to play these 3, 4, 5 fucking games, and that's it. And then you're done. Until you beat them, don't install something new.
I've actually recently tried to so usually beforehand I used to do GameFly, right?
Me too.
And GameFly was fantastic because you would have this game and you want to get to your next game, so you would have to either beat it or decide whether or not you want to play it anymore.
Yeah.
So it really limits your choices. Now with the whole Game Pass situation, you really do have sometimes way too many options. But at the same exact time, you just have to kind of figure out what most attracts you, what kind of game you're looking to play. Like I have my staples, my mainstays, that are always loaded in. And there's a couple of new ones that I've picked up. One of those new ones actually was Witcher 3. I actually had never purchased it, but as soon as it came out available, I downloaded it. I still haven't even opened it. I own Skyrim I have only played the first 15 minutes 3 times.
Horrible to hear.
Man,
I'm
and
sorry. I'm sorry. This background threw me off for a second. Carry on.
But I actually try to play as much. I try to finish a game. I'm very much a completionist when it comes to certain games. But like perfect example, I still haven't beat Fallout 3.
me neither.
I still haven't made a decision on whether I'm going to choose my son or the Brotherhood. It's still in the air. I'm. Oh, sorry, Fallout 4. Sorry, correction. Fallout 4. I still don't. I haven't made that decision. I'm like on level like 60 something.
Okay, now
It's like
before we get off of that, quick question. So if you have a game like Fallout, right, and you did a pretty intensive playthrough, right, and you just dropped it, and 3 years later you want to get back into it. Now it's a very long time. Do you start over, or do you pick up where you left? Well, no, because now I haven't beat a couple games like that, and I could pick up where I left off, but I can't honestly say I remember a lot of my playthrough or the decisions I've made. Now, for a game like that's very dependent on your decisions and your choices, do you start over, or do you just kind of start playing from where you left off and hoping maybe you'll remember some shit?
Well, a perfect example. There's certain games I have certain types of playthroughs. Like if it's decision-based games, like a lot of the Mass Effect. Mass Effect is a game where I definitely have to be careful on I have to finish it and keep everything fresh in my mind on every single playthrough I've ever made, because your decisions from the previous game will affect your next game in the series as well. So I've done full Paragon plays, and I've also done pure Renegade plays. It gives the replayability, but something like for Fallout 4, I'll give you a perfect example. Like I know that I've been pretty much I haven't been an asshole most of the game, so I know that as long as I'm not an asshole, it's going to be similar to the decision I'm already making.
Right, but like, how do you feel that void in your mind? Because I mean, Mass Effect's a good example, but I would say Fallout is a significantly larger and more complex game than Mass Effect.
I agree.
It's like if I actually started The Witcher over for that reason, because I left it off for so long, and I was so deep into side quests.
Holy crap! Sorry, I just noticed something. I just saw your neighbor in a commercial for a college, Garbanzo. Oh crap! Okay, I'm sorry. But it just popped up on the Mandalorian article. I'm just looking at it, I know her. I said, oh my god! And it went away.
Right.
Carry on.
With the community college.
I think it was at FAU or whatever, one of the colleges. But she was sitting on a bench and she was like, I was like, it just popped up, and I'm just like, sorry. Carry on.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it just popped up. Made my night. Carry on.
Darth, yeah, you were saying.
Oh, but that was it. Right now, I'm trying to decide whether or not I'm going to start Fallout 4 from the beginning or pick up where I left off. I know where I'm at. I just remember any of the choices I did before.
Dude, I'm telling you right now. The answer to your question is, what game did you just say you started?
What game did I just start?
Witcher? You started The Witcher recently?
Oh, but I started The Witcher over about a year ago. I'm actually still playing through it.
So the answer to your question, which do you do? It's neither of those. You stick to what you're playing now because
you're a little low, Mr. Roz. A little low.
Oh, try that. Is that better?
Yep, a little low.
So yeah, that's as loud as I can get it. Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
You got to stick to the one game, because once you jump from The Witcher to Fallout, you're gonna fall off The Witcher, and then you're gonna come back in 2 years and start all over again.
Yeah.
Just gonna get caught in that loop again.
It's funny because I whispered down to everybody heard me say Garbanzo, but yeah, it's just like porn. Like you're ever like looking through porn, and then you press next, and you realize you're already on the 57th page, and you pick a video to only watch it for 5 seconds, and then you're done for the day. Like, all that for just 3 seconds and never coming back to it.
And then depending on where you end up, you're just like, how did I get here?
Oh my god!
I feel dirty. I gotta take a shower.
Here, grandma's again.
You said grandma's again. All right, well, we're gonna move on to the open mic
Open.
So the article I was referencing just now when I saw a gleeful article ad. This article comes from slashfilm.com. Why? The Mandalorian season 2 recruits Katee Sackhoff to play Bo-Katan in live action for season 2, and all I can say is I did a collective yes, because this is what I was hoping for. This is what I was I know I mentioned this before, and I'm hoping that inadvertently the universe answered my prayers, because it looks right. They even have a picture side by side of Katee Sackhoff and Bo-Katan, and that's what I said. They look the same. She would be amazing in it, and I would assume that that the rest of you are thrilled by this casting.
I personally am very happy with this.
Now, what I understand is that she'll only be in probably one episode that may or may not involve both Sabine Wren and Ahsoka Tano. But what I'm thinking of, just like with the reveal that Boba Fett's going to come around, they're going to be setting up a future arc for season 3, which is going to be a Mandalorian heavy. And that's what I'm hoping for, is that maybe they're going to... Season 2 might end the Baby Yoda arc, I think. And then we're going to go into some like heavy Mandalore lore. And that's why they're bringing these characters in now to foreshadow what's going to happen in season 3. And I like where this is going. I don't know what you guys think about this casting. If it's just a like a little casting stunt, or if you think this is going to be something that's going to be pushed forward into the future for season 3.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be. Hopefully, it's more than just one episode. To be honest,
I agree.
Well, I mean, my only issue with season 2 is that they've announced so many people, so many new characters, and I don't think that they gave the characters that we just met in season 1 enough time to breathe. So that's my only issue. So I don't mind that if they're throwing 3 new characters in one episode. Cool, as long as you're letting. I assume you're going to be bringing back characters from season 1. And you will flesh them out, because they weren't given enough time to be fleshed out. I think it's too soon to be throwing in new people to be filling voids, in my opinion. I don't know, Roz.
Yes, as to what her character is going to be there for. I think my theory is she's just going to be there for the one episode where there's like a flashback of Gideon.
Oh, a flashback.
And then getting the saber.
I didn't think about it. I thought it was going to be present day. You're right. Maybe Sabine Wren is one telling the story of how
like, serious question, because I didn't look this up. How long between the end of the Clone Wars and Mandalorian? How long has it been?
Oh, I don't know. The Mandalorian takes place 5 years after Endor, so the Clone Wars ended. Was it how long?
Probably like 20 years then.
20
right?
years, 25 years.
Yeah,
more than 20 years. Let's see.
Or 30 years. Because the Empire because
from my understanding, it was right before Order 66, maybe a few days before Order 66 was when she took power, Battle of Mandalore.
Correct. Yeah.
So we're looking at basically the length of the Empire plus 5 years. So and she was supposedly young to begin with,
right?
Like in her early 20s. So her being a mid-40s Mandalorian it's definitely possible.
I was hoping that the female Mandalorian who kicked a lot of ass in season 1, I was hoping that was gonna be retconned as Bo-Katan. Actually, I was hoping that was gonna be her. No. I just thought so. I mean, different voice, of course, but Ahsoka's not gonna be the same voice anyway. I was hoping they'd retcon her.
Yeah, she's gonna be in her 50s if the time is following the
right.
So that kind of lends credence to. I think it might just be a flashback.
I didn't think about that. I thought maybe she'd just be around, running around, happening to find Ezra. I don't know why.
It should be cool.
Maybe later on. I
got our Ezra right here.
That's right.
Yeah, you do.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the comic book industry is in danger. What can save it? This article comes from the avclub.com. Now, without having to read it, I do know a little bit about this, but they suspended the paperbacks for the most part, right? I believe one company had to shut down that was doing it, and the comic book industry said the comic book companies are going forward with digital comics. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm understanding. What do you guys think that this means for? Because this actually is kind of parallel to what's going on with the movie industry as well. But we'll stick with the comics. Is this the end of the comic book shops? Are they going the GameStop way?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I don't think so because at least for me, it's still a place of gathering, even though you can't currently gather. Avi.
How are they staying afloat? They were always like comic book shops are always like skating by. None of them made a lot of money.
Obviously, they go on Comic Book Man and they fucking sell their shit. Duh. But well, actually, they canceled that show too. I don't know. I mean, I think, and this is just wishful thinking. Obviously, nothing I'm saying is a speculation of what's going to happen. But I would hope the collectors, the ones who actually value things like this, would keep it afloat. But yes, I mean, that's again, very wishful thinking.
I also think that maybe they have the digital ways of like things like eBay and things like that where they can still sell some of their wares, but or online shops.
There's still like there's a subscription-based comic book accounts.
Yeah,
like you can pretty much get everything Marvel on your phone with a monthly subscription.
Yeah, no, but the whole thing is there's nothing like actually having a physical book.
Of course, yes, I agree.
But the industry was already in dire straits before this happened.
Yeah.
Like Marvel, DC, Image Comics, all of them have been reducing their prints like substantially. So like I don't know how they like Vibe has the question right on the head. How did they make it through this? Because I love comic books. I have a comic book collection, but I wasn't going to the comic book shop every week and picking up the new sales. Just wasn't happening.
Right. I mean, I said, it's been a while. Like I still like the thing is that me and the wife, it's okay. We'll about once a month or so. We'll swing by, pick up a couple issues, maybe pick up a couple collectibles, a pop or two or something like that. And when they have a sale, free comic book day is definitely still a big thing. I try to make it out for at least
no money there.
So every once in a while. Well, I mean, it's the free comic books they give out is just comic books that are literally printed to be given out, and then it's just to draw people in. But it's a marketing tool, but more than anything else. But I really hope not, because there's so many amazing memories that have been created at these comic book shops, these game shops. Playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Or even like seriously, like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic the Gathering.
I just like hearing you say Yu-Gi-Oh!
Playing, there's trading amongst other, having those conversations. Like it's the best way to describe it to anybody is when you go to a local comic book shop and you're able to talk shop with the people that are there, like what's going on. Even if you don't know what's going on, you can kind of get that kind of get that conversation going. It's literally like it's like a mini con every single time you go, and it's a beautiful thing. And I really, really hope that it stays around for a long time, because that's one of those experiences that I really am looking forward to sharing with my son.
Man, I hope it stays around.
Yeah, me too.
I think you should name your son Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh!
No.
Why not? I
my
think
son will not be named Yu-Gi-Oh! No.
Do you know what I still like to do as an adult when I go to comic book stores? I like to look at like the more mature comic books and just go through them and look for boobs and then put them back. That's kind of fun. Jilling always gives me shit.
Go to Tate's. They have a ton of hentai there.
Yeah, I go to Tate's and Past Present Future down the street.
Yeah, Tate's is probably going to be the only one that survives the COVID.
I think actually there's another one local. It's called Corca. They got one shop in Miami, one shop in Hollywood, in Pembroke Pines. I mean, and I think that one's going to stick around too.
Well, one can only hope. There's a lot of industries that are kind of on the verge right now, and I can't wait to see what happens when we reopen. Not if, when we reopen, everything's back to normal. Who survives and what significant changes we're going to have, especially in the entertainment industry, because everything is hurting right now. Everything is hurting.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, we're going to move on to, and I hope you guys have caught up on this, because I didn't even ask when I put it on here, Rick and Morty episode 6 and 7 review.
Nope.
You haven't watched it?
Nope. I'm 3 episodes behind, so you guys are going to wreck me.
Okay. Well, I mean, not much. I mean, like, no, necessarily.
I'll hit a jack.
Brief reviews.
I will tell you, I can do it without spoiling.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just general idea. Flex, you caught up or
With what?
fantastic? All right,
I
so
missed that. I'm sorry. With you talking about
Rick and Morty.
solar
No, Rick and
Rick
Morty.
and Morty?
Quantum Leap, man.
Yeah.
Quantum Leap.
No,
we're talking about
I'm not because I don't have any way to watch it.
Okay, what?
Really?
Okay,
What?
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
have
well-
cable. Man.
you don't have what?
I don't have cable.
You don't
Uh,
just use the
I
Adult
don't
Swim.
have-
It's not on Adult Swim app.
Is it free on the Adult Swim app?
Pretty sure it is. Yeah,
Hold the fuck on.
Yeah.
dude. I mean, are you serious?
It's okay, Grandpa.
All these years I've been waiting for it to come out on Hulu so I can watch it.
That's a shame.
Damn.
That's
No,
a shame.
so I'm not caught up, but I do enjoy spoilers. So please.
Well, we're not gonna spoil it. We're just gonna give it. All right. So episode 6, never Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty find themselves on a space train that is one big narrative device filled with the weird passengers telling increasingly ridiculous anthology stories. Now, this episode for me was so good. It was so good. It was. It shows because I wouldn't say that Rick and Morty got boring, but this episode showed me they still have plenty of creative juices. You keep throwing me off with your backgrounds. They still have plenty of creative juices, and it's just the writing still can be so good if they really, really want to. It's on par there with Tales from the Citadel. When it comes to the anthology style and how it all kind of works together. I enjoyed it a lot. This is the best way, I think, to return, for Rick and Morty to return. I enjoyed it a lot. Very, very much. So, Garbanzo, what did you think?
This is by far the most meta episode
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I have ever. I mean,
Absolutely.
dude, it was redonkulous.
Yeah.
It was a little entertaining. It was. There were some points where I was kind of like, really? They're really gonna do this?
Like what? Like what? Give me
I
a little
know.
of it. No.
Okay. When they have the suits on,
Uh-huh.
the timer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he said for more. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. But I liked it. What I said is, my only concern with this episode is, did they burn through a lot of potential future episodes? You know what I'm saying? Like, they threw out a lot of stuff. I'm like, why did you waste all of that?
Yeah. I think it was intentional.
Of course it was. But
Yeah,
as
in the aspect of like
writer,
saying it's like we have so much material, we don't need this.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because if I was a writer in that writer room, I'm like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? I wanted this story. I wanted this thread. You just kind of like, and I love my favorite part, and I couldn't stop laughing, is when Morty. It was one of the many little things that they saw through the Wishmaster or the narrative guy, and Morty comes out of one of the trances and says, "Wait a minute." Was that canon? And he says it could have been.
Yes. So yeah,
that had me rolling. I'm thinking about. He's like, wait. Was any of that canon? He's like, it could have been. He just sucked it out of us. So that had me. I had to pause the episode. I was dying because it was also I guess meta commentary on how we are. Well, the fans are with continuity and canon and the little lore that is in the show. So, oh god, it was great.
Yeah, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it more the second time around than the first time. I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly, because it was a lot. It was throwing a lot there. When you watch it again, you're like, oh okay. Episode 7, Pro Mortius. Rick and Morty find themselves in a fight against face-hugging aliens who just happen to have an M&M store. Now, this episode was equally as good. It sort of reminded me of the what was it? The Unity episode, sort of, but
yeah, I can see that
a little bit.
Ending is heartbreaking.
Say that again.
Was the ending as heartbreaking?
No. I meant the narrative MacGuffin or device, whatever. The whole Hive collective mind, everything like that. It was aliens that get on your face, and then they would, you'd be a host for this community, and it was kind of similar, as in how Unity took over a planet and made them all better. Kind of like there was what's her name? What is that daughter?
Candace?
No, Candace. It's not Candace. Her name's not Candace. The sister. What's her name? Damn it.
Sorry, I was thinking about Phineas and Ferb. Sorry, I apologize.
Anyway, the sister, and eventually, gets stuck with them, and then Summer.
Summer.
And they become better, and in the end, Rick and Morty actually were the villains. They didn't realize it till the end. But that was a fun. Where my balls are. That was a fun episode.
I enjoyed that one. Okay. I really did.
It was just. I don't even want to say turn your brain off and enjoy it, but I do want to say that it was just, you didn't know where they were going with this, and I'm telling you right now, that whole thing between the two face huggers on Rick and Morty, when they revealed their connection.
Yeah, I will leave that one for the gods to reveal when they watch the episode.
There was an article. Really worth it. There was an article that I read. There was a joke in there, okay, regarding the Twin Towers, okay, and I read an article that they're kind of in hot water for that tasteless joke, but I'm saying they brought it up, but they didn't commit.
Tasteless joke.
That
was not. I'm sorry, it was not. Okay, Roz, you may, I don't know if you want to cover your ears for this one. That joke by far was not tasteless. What they basically did was they meta the whole idea of copying. It's like movies that actually just like laying waste to a certain thing, and they see these two skyscrapers.
It was literally the Twin Towers, an alien Twin Towers.
But it wasn't identical. It was just a representation, and they turn around and say, "You know what?
Really close.
No, thank you. You know what? No, not gonna do it." And then they bombed the airfield instead, and they said Pearl Harbor. They said Pearl Harbor was definitely there. But basically, there's a part where they're going through, they're blowing up everything, and they're laying waste to this city, and you see literally an alien representation of the Twin Towers, and it cuts to Rick and Morty, and they're like, no, it's too soon for this. We're not gonna be those guys. So they fly around the Twin Towers, but then they see a derelict. A bunch of ships, and so Pearl Harbor is definitely on the table, and they blasted like Pearl Harbor. So and then they congratulated themselves, saying, we didn't Pearl Harbor 9/11, so we're like very proud of ourselves. We took the high road. So, but then there's an article where they're getting hell for that. Even the fact that they even tried that they're getting hell for it. But it's a good episode. So, and speaking of Dan, is it Justin Roiland? We're moving on to Solar Opposites, episode 1 review. Did anybody watch Solar Opposites besides Dark Flex? Flex, I can't hear you because you're muted.
I said I finished that whole shit right away.
Did you? Anybody else?
I did.
Did you? Okay. Flex, you said you liked it. Why?
Because it's not censored, and it's the same kind of humor that I like from Rick and Morty. Obviously, with
minus the nuance.
Yeah, it's just
a little more direct.
It's. I like it because I like Rick and Morty. It's a spin-off of Rick and Morty of pretty much people who are stranded, or not people, aliens that are stranded on Earth and need to get back. And I just like the comedy, man. The comedy I like. It's a little offensive, and they say fuck.
Have you all seen it or no?
I've seen a couple episodes.
So let me ask you a question because I haven't started it yet. And I was planning on starting it tomorrow. So some of my friends that have seen it have said that it's not as good as Rick and Morty because
no, it's not.
When you don't have the constraints of something like, for example, not being able to curse or not being able to get by the censors for one reason or another, your show becomes more creative and your jokes become better. But once you have no limits, your creativity flies out the window. Is their take on this correct?
Yeah, it reminds me of, there's a thing when I was with the YouTube Creator Institute, they said one thing about, we're not going to stifle your creation when it comes to posting on YouTube, but sometimes your stick, your satire, your comedy is funnier when you bleep the curse and you actually say the curse. And I'll never forget that lesson that I was taught. And yes, that's exactly what it is. In my opinion, after watching this, my kids love it. By the way, they're teenagers, so they can watch it. Don't come at me. So we were watching it together, and if you boil away the cerebral humor, the nuance, the heart of gold, the lore, and stuff like that out of Rick and Morty, you have solar opposites. All you have in solar opposites is the gratuitous violence and some of the meta commentary, actually a lot of the meta commentary, and the vulgar language. That's it. There's no heart of gold. There's no nothing. There's no deeper. There's no. You're not peeling back anything. You get what you can. I thought when I watched this, yep, this is just boil away everything that makes Rick and Morty besides that shock stuff, and that's what you have with solar opposites. I personally did not and still do not enjoy the series because it's boring.
It reminds me of back in the day when people were having a similar conversation about South Park and Drawn Together.
Right.
Where,
yes.
Right.
Wow.
Drawn Together was just, look how far we can go. Look at our jokes. They're very blatant and there's no subtlety to this. And then you have something like South Park, which is vulgar and crass, but is also extremely, subtle in its social commentary.
Right. And it sometimes, they would have something to say. Rick and Morty sometimes has something to say. Solar opposites, I don't think we'll ever have something to say. I don't think so.
I mean, I saw so far. I've only seen the first episode, so I can't really, say that the whole season maybe like that. I mean, Netflix can. I personally, I thought it was entertaining. I was super excited for it, and I thought it was okay. I thought it was like, again, it was basically a shelled version. I mean, basically a hollowed out version of Rick and Morty.
Very hollow.
Wow.
The only time that the series caught me was when they would refer to this side story of shrunken humans in a terrarium in a wall. That's
pretty funny.
That's the only time I sat up and I was like, okay, I'm paying attention, because that story, I'd watch a series of just that alone. That's the only time it caught my attention. Roz, I do need you to check out this series. I would love to hear what you have to say
absolutely,
about it. I don't want to say by next week, but by next week would be great. But
it's
Solar Opposites. No, it's not.
Just 8 episodes.
It's 8 episodes, 23 minutes apiece. You can bust it out.
I'll watch it. I just finished watching a dog shit show, so I'll watch anything at this point.
I will say that the commercial breaks in it are actually extremely entertaining.
Commercial breaks.
Yeah, when you watch it, you'll understand. It's the part that says, "Okay, going to a commercial break," and then it goes and basically it just talks about, unless you a big spender.
You mean the Hulu reference?
That was.
Oh my god! And by the way, I want to throw that out there. The product placement in this cartoon is disgusting.
Oh,
it's disgusting.
So good.
Taco Bell, Diet
it's so
Pepper,
bad it's good.
Naruto,
Pepsi. I mean, oh my god! I mean, it's in your face. It's so disgusting. It takes
product placement in a cartoon is like weird, man.
It is in your face. It's not even subtle. Every single time they have a can, it's a can of Coke or a can of Dr. Pepper, or they literally roll out with some Taco Bell. Okay, I mean. Oh my god!
And they're blatant as hell about it.
It's so bad. I mean, maybe it's part of the joke, but it's so bad. It throws me off every time. So just throw that out there. All right, moving on to Petition asks streamers to stop charging due to coronavirus. This article comes from EW.com. So, a petition is gaining traction on challenge.org for streaming services like Netflix, Disney Plus, and Amazon Prime to give 60 days of free service. I'm sorry for laughing about this. The petition, which is set up to 50,000 signatures, makes the argument that due to the shelter-in-place orders, that streamers should drop their fees to assist keeping Americans occupied. What do you guys feel about this? I laughed so hard when I.
No.
Pornhub did it.
They did?
Yeah. What? Yeah. They
Yeah.
did.
for a week though.
No, it was a whole month.
I tried to get it, and it said only a week.
You didn't try hard enough.
That's what she said.
I was hard enough though.
Yeah, you were.
I don't know. I think maybe
It's a petition by some random dude. So who gives a shit?
No,
I think it's the one person who actually has an account, and all his friends are borrowing his account. That's
Exactly. That's all it is. Man, honestly, there's a lot of things that people are popping up petitions for. Netflix not charging, that's not so great. You know what should be done?
Joe
Internet. Internet should be free.
Yeah, why
for the
is it
next
not free
3
yet?
months.
I could see
You
that.
know, it's free in Italy.
Because in our country, it's not an essential service,
Yeah, but like, man,
even though it is.
when you go to Rome or like any of the like major cities, you can play Pokemon Go wherever you're at. Doesn't matter where you're at.
Pokemon Go, jeez.
Okay.
But I mean, that's what all the Italians were doing when I was there. They're all playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, you don't
Listen,
need the. You just
The Harry Potter game right now is the hottest thing going on right now. You need to change it right up.
step your
That's
game
where
up.
it's at. But you know what? I just thought about it. Even though it's kind of a ridiculous petition to have them make it free. I think it could be genius in the end because if they were to make it free for 30 days or 60 days, you would hook us and then you start charging us, and we wouldn't be able to be without it. What did they say? All you need is 30 or 60 days for something to become a habit, and that's
exactly.
it. So
the only downside is this is their busiest time ever.
Yeah.
So the server load that they would have to experience by having everyone in the country
You're
now
right.
have.
You're
oh
right.
my God! They
especially since they've been asking them to actually to throttle back their
they're throttling. They started actually today unthrottling Netflix.
Really?
Yeah. They started undoing the throttling because there are fewer people watching Netflix.
Ross,
Because states are opening up.
yeah, would you be up for making a video on how not to illegally stream and download torrents? Just so our viewers and I make sure we don't do that by accident.
I could tell you personally how to do it.
It was worth a try. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Allegedly. All right,
Christ.
we're gonna move on to Robert Liefeld has harsh words from Marvel about no Deadpool 3. This article comes from Looper.com. Did anybody send this to me, or do I have to read this? I don't want to. Did somebody?
It's Rob Layfield. He's
Well, he says here, I blame Marvel. I blame Marvel that Deadpool 3 hasn't happened yet. They said that the reason it's not happening, whether conundrum or it didn't fit into their master plan, just commission it. Okay, commission it, he said. So if Ryan is making Deadpool 3 right now, that's because Marvel hasn't allowed it to be yet. So basically, he's saying that Marvel is delaying Deadpool 3. I thought Deadpool 3 was in pre-production and before the nonsense was going on. Was that not true, or
it was being
I
written?
thought that was on her. Yeah, I thought they were still they already found a writer and they were in the process of getting their script done, but that was pre-production stuff. That's it. But I don't think at any point in time it has been put on the back burner. They know that it's a cash cow.
right? That's what I'm saying. Is that makes money. That's the only property of Fox's that they're not going to mess with. They made it very clear. We're not going to mess with his rated R stuff. And I still think Deadpool can just be in his own universe. I mean, let him hop back and forth, and he'll just be PG-13. I mean, they already played with it. That's what she said. With Once Upon a Deadpool, which is actually Flex. I think you recommended it, and I watched it. Yes. I said, "Yeah, this is kind of funny. I liked it."
That goes back to the whole "it's funnier when you bleep it" kind of thing. It was actually really enjoyable.
Exactly. Yeah. I liked it. I think I liked it more than Deadpool 2 by itself. So, I don't see what's going on. You guys feel like Marvel is holding back Deadpool? Is there any weight to what he's saying? I don't think
so. No.
Or is he just trying to get out there?
So Rob Layfield created Deadpool, and
right?
He hasn't really been part of the fucking process of the movie. So
okay.
He's not in the loop. He doesn't know shit.
Interesting. That's weird. All right, we're gonna keep following this, but
this is like straight up Rob Layfield drama. It's nothing really to worry about. The movie's in production, and honestly, like you said, I don't see Disney canceling this. This is the one profitable Marvel property they have.
Right.
Yeah. That's not going anywhere.
So, all right. Well, I just had to report on it because it's out there. All right, we're gonna move on to Mark Hamill explains why his time on Star Wars is officially over. I would think because his character is dead, but I could be wrong. Which one of you gave me this? One of you gave me this.
No, but I read the article, so I can actually.
I was giving it to you. One of you gave me it. Oh, Garbanzo, hit it.
So basically, they ask him would he consider reprising his role as Luke Skywalker later on, whether it's in the Mandalorian series, and he made it pretty clear, he's like, I'm done. Like, my character had a beginning, a middle, and an end. His last portrayal as Luke Skywalker was bittersweet in Episode 9 for him, and so he's just he's already moved on. He's like he wants to put basically he's like he didn't say that with the right one he may consider it again, but I think right now Mark Hamill is he's happy with the situation. I think it gives him a bit of a freedom. The guy's basically he honestly doesn't really have to work again for the rest of his life because the royalties that I'm sure he's going to be getting for the rest of his life in reference to Star Wars, especially with
Also the Joker.
That as well.
I thought he's not playing the Joker. I thought he said he wasn't playing the Joker anymore either. Didn't he retire from playing the Joker?
He comes back.
You got true. Well, he came back for the Killing Joke, but I thought that was his last time doing it, and that was it.
Supposed to be Arkham Knight. So.
Doesn't he do it in Lego Batman?
No, that's not him. Isn't that Zach? That's Zach Galifianakis, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he plays the Joker. So
I know that so right now he's actually his next guest starring role is actually going to be in FX's What We Do in the Shadows as an ancient vampire. So I'm actually looking forward to checking that out, man.
Are we all sad he didn't end up getting casted as that character for The Witcher season 2?
I did not hear about it.
Wait, so it's official? He's not going to...
No, they casted somebody else. The story, I forget the name. I actually read it. Yeah, no, not the character, the actor who's playing him. But yeah, they say it's because of scheduling conflicts. That's what they claimed. So, yes, it is. JTT.
You serious?
Yeah, no, it's not JTT.
Dude, hold on.
Is JTT even around? JTT, hit us up. Get on our podcast, okay?
That'll mess with us.
You know what I'm saying? But I guess that's it. I mean, I would love to see like a ghost Mark Hamill in the Mandalorian. That'd be great. I don't know what he would do. We'll see. Maybe coming as a Force vision to maybe Yoda saying you must go to
or a holocron
wherever or that'd be another good way teaching stuff. But as unfortunate, I would think that he would want to play Luke forever, not forever, but forever, as long as they would have him, or he'd be open to the possibility.
I can't, because of the way he is and how much he loves the franchise itself. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if they come up with a storyline that he may be considered doing, whether it's if it doesn't take too much of his time and
anything is possible, because I still don't know how they got Harrison Ford to come in The Rise of Skywalker. I know
he did it for Carrie.
I know, but who said that? Ross said everybody has a price. But I mean, so
they probably promised him a new plane since he crashed his last one.
Oh, too soon.
And a new ankle.
Too soon.
And another one of those stupid earrings he wears.
All right, lastly, just to throw it out there, all 3 seasons of Avatar: The Last Airbender are finally coming to Netflix. Now, that is coming from Gizmodo.com, and I loved me some Last Airbender, not Legend of Korra. I've never loved Legend of Korra. But it's coming to the streaming service on May 15th, and that means it is out in 2 days, if you're listening. Yep. So, anybody watched The Last Airbender?
I watched the
I gotta ask.
Night Shyamalan.
Wait, you didn't see the cartoon series?
What?
I saw the first season of the cartoon series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Watch the other ones.
You know they're making a live action one.
Yeah,
for
they made
yes. I think we talked about this a long time ago.
Yeah, we did. So I mean, that's why. It's obvious that's the reason why they're putting the cartoon there, just so people watch it over and over again and build some hype for the live action. I am excited about the live action.
As well.
I want to see the hell out of that, because Netflix has the ability to make some good stuff when they put the money behind it and the talent behind it. Dark Crystal, The Witcher. So I'm hoping it's going to be along those lines.
Train to Busan.
Hey, fuck you. No, that's not true, because they just made season 3 of Ghost in the Shell, and it was hot dog shit.
Oh, you mean well? I mean, like I said, if they put the time and the creativity behind it.
Just saying.
Well done.
I think it's gonna be great. I think if they stick to the source, if they have source material, they're gonna stick to it. It's gonna
they'll stick to the source material. They'll bring back M. Night Shyamalan, and they'll have.
No, they would.
And then the second episode will be directed by James Cameron. I know.
That'd be great, actually. That'd be great. All right, well, that's it for Keepin on the Geek Bros 99.4. You can always check us out on Instagram and Twitter. That's Geek Bros with a 0, GEKBR0S. Email us, please, geekbros@yahoo.com. You got facebook.com/Geek Bros with a 0, which is the happening place once Flex's suspension is over. Don't ask him why. Listen to us every week unless we miss a week. WeBeGeeksPC.com. And of course, check out our video recap of all the nonsense. YouTube.com/VibroStudios. Gents, shameless promotions before we get out of here. Flex.
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Darth_Flex.
Garbanzo.
You can catch me on Twitter and on the Instagram and BEANTKE278, and as well as the YouTubes, but even though I haven't used that in a while. And of course, Garbanzo's Corner on Facebook.com.
Yes! What happened?
He's excited about Garbanzo's Corner.
Yeah, he
I
really
mean,
likes
just,
Garbanzo's Corner.
My boy just helped out Michael Johnson via Leglock. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're watching. Oh, that's why you know what we're talking about. You're watching UFC. That explains a lot. Wait, UFC is close to close contact. Is that not breaking social distancing?
Everybody gets tested twice, and money talks, dog. And it's in Jackson.
Oh, okay, cool. Good stuff.
It's in Florida's armpit. Find me on Instagram, Ray Raziel.
And of course, Vibro Studios, VIBEREVSTUDIOS. That's Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook.com, everywhere you want to be. So, remember, Geeking Out still sounds this good.
Hey.
Keeping up with the Geek Bros.